noise over there. It might keep out any extraneous noise. I'm going to put just a little bit of tranquility oil on. So happy Friday, full moon in Virgo, sun in Pisces. Conducive to inward focus, transformation, uncovering deeper issues that we might be looking for a resolution for, which we will weave into our practice this morning. Just bring your hands into Bhu Mudra for a few breaths. And as always, if your arms get uncomfortable out here, you can certainly bring your hands back closer where it's more comfortable. So just listen to your body and go with that. Remember to grow tall in your spinal column. Just consider anything that's occurred during the week that you want to release. Connect with Earth Mother as you touch the ground. Can only imagine what she's going through with all of this activity going on. Maybe send a little greeting to her, honoring her and her transition into ascension. As you come more into stillness, bring your focus to your breath. Notice if you're breathing easy or if you're breathing hard. Is it an effort or is it flowing freely? And then come into awareness of the physical. Notice your shoulders as your energy comes in through the crown into your head and down your neck. And shoulders, are they tight or tense? Any soreness there? Any holding? And come down into your torso, your hips, legs and feet. And recognize that this full moon brings aspects that are conducive to deep introspection, working with Pluto, the hidden, the deep underworld where we have subconscious holding or unconscious, it can be too. And relax your arms now. Go a little deeper into relaxation. Create your sacred space around you if you haven't already. Using whatever color is conducive to your well-being. And just take your left hand over your heart, your chest, um, and then your right hand over the left, and consider if there's any area of your life where you feel that you are suffering or the underdog in any way. No shame or guilt around it, just observe. Now just bring your hands into Padma Mudra, which is just start with your palms together, press your thumbs and your pinky fingers together and open your hands into the lotus flower. Just in front of your heart, let your arms rest and relax. Just opening your hand and opening to the compassion that the masters have for us, the universe itself. The sun in Pisces, the compassion, moon in Virgo, finding solutions and resolving issues, opening your heart to that love, receiving. And we'll attune to breath around that. So just taking your mudra up overhead, reaching for the divine light. And as you open your hands, opening that flower, breathing out and letting yourself be surrounded with that love, and coming back to the mudra and just continue on, breathing up, receiving. This is for you here, receiving love and compassion from Kuan Yin or the universe, opening out and bringing it down like a blanket or a veil around you. And just continue with your breath, attuning to breath. If there's a color associated with the energy, then allow it to appear, to vibrate at a high frequency for you, impacting you, and anything deep within that might be hidden that needs resolution. You may or may not, but just open to possibility and outcome. 2 more rounds. Last time. All right. And I'd like us to work with our Tai Chi rising. Just come up into standing. Take your time. We've had our legs folded in. If you want to stretch on your way up, that's fine. Finding your way into standing. Feet comfortably apart. And then once again, hands over the torso, heart or abdomen. And start with your deep breath. And lowering down, I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the earth now for our highest good. Reaching up, I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the heavenly forces now for our highest good. Moving the energy in your body, your pranic tube. I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power now of the earth. Calling forth that love for our highest good. Reaching up, I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the heavenly forces now for our highest good. And just continue at your own pace. I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the earth now for our highest good. I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the heavenly forces now for our highest good. And one more round. I call forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the earth now for our highest good. And I reach up, calling forth the unconditional love, light, and power of the heavenly forces now for our highest good, and bringing it all in. Gratitude, appreciation, grounded. compassion, give to yourself here. Allow it in. You've been doing some activations and some crystal work, so allow all of that to integrate within you for your highest and best good. Grateful for these tools. And then just bring palms in, prayer hands, and we're just going to start to loosen up. So lifting heels, feeling your feet, circle around a few times each direction. And the top of the foot, you can either press the top of the foot down, or you can bring it across and use your other leg to press it down. Getting a good arch, and other foot circle around. Reverse. Press the heel forward, stretch the arch, and then the top of the foot, one way or the other. And just bending knees. Got a little frog in my throat here. There we go. Okay, so taking in a breath. And as you breathe out, reach your arms forward, bend your knees, just touching into chair pose. Feel the stretch in your legs. Come back, bring palms in, lift up. And moving. Bend your knees, reach forward on your exhale. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. And hold. Lengthen in your spine. Draw your navel in to give a little smooch to your spine. Lift up in your tummy. Breathe the arms up overhead. Give a stretch to your shoulders. Just open them up. Reach up as high as you can. Knees are still bent. Press the shoulders back. And then bring your arms down. Interlace fingers behind your back. Press your arms away. Lift your chin. Lift your arms up behind you. Now press down in your feet and straighten your knees. Just lift up, taking a breath. And breathe out as you hinge forward in your hips. Bending. Let your arms relax overhead. Feel a little stretch in the back of your legs. Relax into it. Now bend your knees, release your hands. Separate your feet. You can bring your hands onto the mat if you want. Just separate your feet and we'll open the hips. Just stoop down and open one knee and then the other. Notice any sensations in your body, low back, shoulders, hips, knees. And we'll come into Malasana, bringing palms together, further connecting with Earth, allowing her energy to flow up into us, bringing us practicality and groundedness. Now, bringing your arms forward, just reach your arms around your legs. They're not going to go far, just reach around, bending forward. That's going to open your knees a little further, your groin and hip flexors. Relax in your hips. And then bring palms out in front of you and just lift your hips up, turn your toes forward. And step back for your down dog. Take your hips side to side. Now bring your attention to your navel area and your core. Draw it in and up, supporting your body in down dog. Now we're going to start some movement. Just take your left leg up into three-legged dog. Just a few pulses. Pulse up, 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 up. Bend your knee and bring it through. Bring your foot into sun pose. Lift your chin. And just a little stretch more. Press through the back heel. Notice your hip flexors on your right. Now bring your left hand inside the foot and pivot to the side. Bring your right heel down. Stretch the inside of your right leg there. And we'll come back into sun pose and then lift back to down dog, back into three-legged dog. Lift your leg up, bend your knee, bring it forward, sun pose. Go back, down dog, three-legged dog, up, bend your knee, come forward. Breathe, take it back, down dog, three-legged dog, bend your knee, step it forward. One more, breathe, take your leg back, down dog, three-legged dog, up, bend your knee, bring it forward, hold and breathe. Lift into your twist, left arm comes up, keep your hips relaxed. And down. And bring the right leg in. Let's just reverse a swan dive. Lift up. Bring your hands into Padma Mudra, opening to more infinite love coming in. Bring it down into your heart. Yay. So just bend your knees and reach forward. Chair pose. Lift your hips, reach for the floor. This time, take your left leg back into sun pose, back into down dog.
Lift your right leg up into three-legged dog. Bend your knee. Come through into sun pose. Lift your chin. And bring your right hand inside that foot and pivot to your left. Bring your left heel down. Toes are up. And give a little stretch to the inside of that leg. This is also an opportunity to open the leg with the bent knee. So you're still getting a stretch in that inner thigh. All right, we're going to reverse out. So lift, press the ball of the foot down, back into sun pose. And back, down dog. Lift that right leg up. A few pulses in three-legged dog. Just get a feel for your hip, shoulders, and bend your knee. Bring it through into sun pose and take it back, down dog, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, bring forward, sun pose. Take it back, down dog, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, step it forward. Breathe. Lift, take it back. Three-legged dog. Bend your knee, bring it forward and hold sun pose. And then lift into your twist. Relaxing in your hips. And bringing it back down. Going back into downward facing dog. Now bend your knees. Come into child's pose, classic child's pose with arms next to your legs, thumbs by your ankles. Knees can be open or close together. Become aware of your breath and the darkness, the relaxation in child's pose. Let it all go now. Anything you shook loose from deep within you, let it drain away. Relax your body. Now grounding our spirituality. Bring your arms around behind you, interlace your fingers and lift your arms up. Take in a breath and lift up onto your knees and rock up onto the top of your head, arms overhead into Yoga Mudra. Grounding your spirituality in the earth. The crown chakra is shining down into the earth. Now just release your hands, bring your palms next to your head, slowly lift, press down on your hands, slowly lift your head up. Separate your feet and come down sitting in between your heels. Make sure you have enough mat. If this is a challenge for the balls of your feet or your ankles, you can always overlap your mat and bring that under you to soften the surface. But separate your heels sufficiently so you can sit down in between them. If your knees will stay together, you'll get more stretch. If not, we just do what we can with our stretch, right? We haven't stretched our thighs very much in the last few classes, so let's just lean back, and breathe, and let our thighs lengthen and soften. If you prefer, you can let one leg out straight and just stretch the one thigh. It's optional. Just continue to lower down where you're able, where your body is ready. If you do come down to the floor, then take your arms overhead and hold on to your elbows. Let your shoulders relax as well. You can increase the stretch if you wish, pressing your knees down and then your low back. It really will heat up your quadricep muscles. Now release your arms if you haven't already. Lift up onto your elbows. Lift up, sitting in between your heels. Lift up, bring your heels towards each other, sitting on your heels, and then lift up onto your knees. Make sure you're on a comfortable spot on your mat. Turn your toes under, bring the balls of your feet on the floor. Bring your hands around to the sacrum on your low back. I'll turn sideways here. Knees do not have to be together for this one. We're going into camel. So lift your chin, lift your chest, lift your ribs, bring your elbows closer together and round into camel. Just lean back for a moment and come forward. Maybe just some rocking into and out of camel. Breathe and lengthen in your spine. Be sure to elongate. Lean back and come forward. When you lean back, engage your hips. Now reach your right hand to your right foot, the heel,
And stretch out your left arm, bring it up, bring it back by your ear, open the shoulders so they're facing the universe. Let that help with your stretch. And then bring your hand back to your low back and lift up. Just a little rounding. Release a little bit and then come forward, or I should say lift upward and coming back. This time, reach your left hand to your left heel and stretch your right arm out and up. Breathe. Bring your arm next to your ear. Open the chest. Lengthen the spine. Feel the stretch in your thighs. And bring your hand back. This time, bring it onto the other heel. So you're in full camel. And then reach one arm forward like you're reaching for an invisible rope. And come down, sitting on your heels for a moment. And circle around in your shoulders. Just loosen them up. Reverse direction. I was reminded this past week, I knew it years ago, but hadn't thought of it lately, but there's a way to increase your immune system. Just take your left hand to that notch in your throat where your clavicles meet, and then inch your way along that clavicle bone to where there's an indentation, and then lower your hand onto that indentation. You'll feel a little muscle mass under there and start to just massage it. It's a sore spot usually, so it's right in the cleft there. And I'm going to just give you a little reminder here to drink plenty of water after your practice so that you flush out any toxins, any of the physical toxins that we want to get rid of. Okay, now soften, make a soft fist, and just give a little pounding to that area. That'll help it move out. There's a lot of lymph glands in the chest and shoulders areas. Okay, other side. So just find that usually sore spot, not always, but usually, and just start to massage it. It's underneath the clavicle bone. Notice as if the size, the soreness or the sensitivity is bigger than the other side, or if it's smaller, just notice if there's a difference. Okay, and then fold your hand into a soft fist and just give it a little pounding there. Move it out. And to assist with that, bring your arms around back, interlace fingers and open the shoulders, lift arms, lift chin, and then circle around a couple, 3 times in your shoulders, each direction. Okay, pause for a moment, just hands on your thighs in thunderbolt pose, sitting on your heels. If you need to change your position, you can do that. Just listen to the sensations. If you're uncomfortable, we don't need to do that. Breathe. Go a little deeper inside. Notice if there's any residual issue that you want to release. Feel the sensations after massaging your underneath your clavicle bones. Notice anywhere there's resistance within you. Now, with eyes open or eyes closed, just take your head side to side. Give a little stretch. Take it over. Press into the stretch. Breathe into center. Breathe out as you take your head to the other side. Breathe to center. Once more, each side. Breathe out as you stretch. Breathe to center. Other side. And back to center. All right, now come onto hands and knees in table pose, just a couple of cat stretches. If you need to, you can pat your feet on the floor if they need that stimulation after sitting on your heels, circle them around. And a cat stretch, starting in neutral spine, deep breath. Draw navel to spine and curl up into rounded cat. Chin on your chest. And then reverse, lift the tailbone, lift your chin. Inhale. Come back to center. Now bring your left leg in front into the lunge. Take your right leg back into sun pose. Bring the back foot in. Just lift your hips up. Bring the back foot in. Turn it to make a T. Front knee is bent. We're heading into balancing half moon. So take your left hand out. Find a good place on the mat. Out from the pinky toe, about a foot on the diagonal. And open into a twist. Lift that right arm up. Press on the front foot and your hand and transfer the weight onto the front leg. Lift the back leg up and just come into your balancing half moon. Honoring the Virgo full moon.
Lift your leg as high as it'll come. Open so that you would fit between two panes of glass. And you're supposed to look up for this one. It changes things, so just be cautious. Keep yourself safe. Press down in the hinge of the supporting leg. That's going to give you more support. Look up. Lift the leg. And come back down into sun pose. And just take that front leg back. Your left leg goes back. Bring the right leg forward. Sun pose. Now lift the hips and bring the back foot in. Turn the foot perpendicular to the mat. Front knee is bent. Right hand on the diagonal away from the pinky toe. Open into your twist. Activate that front leg and your front hand. Transferring the weight onto that foot. Lift the back leg up into your balancing half moon and adjust to perfect your pose. Opening the hips, opening shoulders. Breathe. Breathing is required. Lift the leg higher. Open the shoulders, the hips. Supporting leg is straight. Look up. And let the back leg down. Come back into sun pose. Now just come over onto your right hip. Come down into sitting. Bring the back leg around. And let's work with our Nadi Shodhana this morning. Just 5 rounds of alternate nostrils. So with the right hand, for those who might be watching that are not familiar, bring in the index and second finger, cup the hand. Bring the right thumb to the right nostril and breathe in through the left. You can count to 4 here. Then close off the left nostril, open the right, breathe out to a count of 8. Breathe in to a count of 4. Switch. Thumb is on the right nostril. Breathe out through the left to a count of 8. That's 1. Relax deeper.
All right, if you've finished with your Nadi Shodhana rounds, then just sit for a moment and ask higher self if there's anything that needs to be revealed to you, uncovered, discovered, anything in your own best interest to become aware of at this full moon. And your choice now whether to stay seated in meditation longer if it's going well for you, or you can come down into Shavasana and continue resting on your back. Now, while you're deep in relaxation, ask higher self or spirit if there's anything you need to know, to uncover, to discover. Using the energy of full moon in Virgo and sun in Pisces, compassion and healing. Anything conducive to greater frequency, greater well-being, greater ability to accomplish your purpose here on the earth. If nothing comes, that's okay. But if there is something you struggle with or something you need help with, just ask. Spirit always answers those prayers. So bring your awareness back now into the physical dimension. Bring some moves into your body, hands and feet. Maybe again, take your head side to side. Slide your feet together and lift your knees to your chest. Pull them in for a stretch, luscious, lasting stretch. Mhm. Roll to one side and gently press up into sitting. Bring hands into Padma Mudra, the flower, the lotus flower. We'll chant Om 3 times, taking in a deep breath. Om. Breathe. Om. One more. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. The peace that passeth all understanding. Namaste, everybody. Hi, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your workout and diving a little deeper into your inner workings and any struggles that you might have that you maybe gained insight into resolving. But I wanted to let you know that I'm working with some numerology reports that I'm making appointments for to help people on their journey. And numerology is amazing. Numbers are alive, they're conscious, and they're sacred, and they're very powerful, and they actually communicate with you if you're open to it. So I had an awakening a couple years ago. I was just going crazy with all these numbers repeating numbers coming up. So I delved into it and took some courses and now do some readings. And if you're interested, there are two that I highly recommend. One is your life path number, and what they say to you, you're knocking on the front door of a revealing experience where you will deep dive into the inner workings of your mind, soul, and the natural facets of your personality. The life path number is an indicator of incredibly intimate aspects of your personality that will expose the directions most fulfilling to you. And this gives you information that is priceless, and it's really worth it to look into it. I've been working with numerology, at least on the surface, since mid 80s, and I've just gotten deeper and deeper into it, like astrology and of course yoga. And it's a great companion because it helps you to look at your life and see what you want to change and what you want to create for yourself so that you have more health, happiness, and well-being. The other report is the Prosperity Planner, and the Prosperity Planner guides you to, what is your heart's desire? What are your goals? And it helps you to create kind of a plan for yourself. And then it gives you information about yourself. Let's see, do I have no, I don't have it here. But it gives you an energy forecast for every month of the year. And of course, we're in March, but the sooner you get your report, the sooner you'll have a paragraph that describes what the energy is personally for you that month within this year, 2022, and then what direction you can go to assist yourself in creating more abundance, and abundance meaning all abundance, not just money, but relationships and social interactions and just all around wellness and happiness. So, but it directs you and what to avoid, what your tendencies might be that you want to steer away from and embrace other aspects of yourself that are more conducive to creating more well-being and prosperity. And it's all directed, everything they do in the report is directed to prosperity and success. So it's very positive information. I've worked with it for several years now. So if you're interested in an appointment, you can either go to my scheduler, which is https:// Michelle Star Yoga schedule as dot me, M-E. So I'll write that in the description so that you can refer to it if you want to. And, you know, these are difficult times and it's hard to stay focused sometimes, or at least for some people. And this is a way that you can self-orient yourself and trust it. And it's very connected to spirit. And I love it. It really helps for me because I'm kind of right brain creative and, you know, who cares about bookkeeping? So, and they know that it shows up in my reports. So, the numbers know that. I mean, the way, the formulas that you use to add these numbers. So, you can always reach me through email, michellestaryoga@gmail.com, and stay with it. It's going to get really good. So blessings to you. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.